Have you ever wondered about the life of a deaf artist? Today, we'll dive into the inspirational journey of Chuck Baird, a celebrated deaf artist and actor. Born deaf, Baird's journey began in the heartland of America, Kansas. It was there, at the Kansas School for the Deaf, where his educational journey began. This early immersion into a community that embraced deaf identity and American Sign Language was instrumental in shaping Baird's perspective and artistic voice. But Baird's learning didn't stop in Kansas. His thirst for knowledge led him to Gallaudet University, a beacon of deaf education. Here, Baird was further able to explore and express his deaf identity through ASL, all the while honing his artistic skills. Finally, Baird's educational journey culminated at the Rochester Institute of Technology, where he was awarded his Bachelor of Fine Arts. This institution's support for ASL and deaf identity allowed Baird to thrive. Armed with a BFA from RIT, Baird was ready to enter the world of art and theater, and he did so with a flourish. Baird's career kicked off at the National Theater of the Deaf, where he worked as a set painter, followed by a stint at Spectrum Focus on deaf artists in Texas. After earning his Bachelor of Fine Arts from the Rochester Institute of Technology, Baird found himself immersed in a world that celebrated deaf culture and artistry. At the National Theater of the Deaf, he painted sets, bringing stories to life with his brushstrokes. His time at Spectrum Focus, a deaf artist colony in Texas, saw him taking on the role of visual arts coordinator, furthering his commitment to deaf artistry. In between these positions, he carved out time for Rainbow's End, an Emmy Award-winning series for deaf children. Baird's artistic talent was not confined to the canvas or stage. He also used his skills to inspire and educate the younger generation. Internationally, Baird's art resonated with the deaf community. His first exhibition at the Deaf Artists Exhibit during the World Federation of the Deaf Conference at Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C. in 1975 was the stepping stone to a career that spanned decades. His work was not just admired, but it became a beacon of deaf culture and identity. Baird held residencies at many deaf schools, where he taught and created long-lasting artworks. Take for instance the 150-foot-long collage mural he created for the Learning Center for Deaf Children in Framingham, Massachusetts, or the 30-by-10 mural at Gallaudet, entitled The 5 Panels, Deaf Experiences. These pieces are more than just art. They are narratives of the deaf experience, captured in color and form. Baird's art was not just visually striking, but it also held profound significance for deaf culture. His work was a testament to the richness and diversity of the deaf experience, a visual language that spoke volumes about a community that he was proudly a part of. In 1989, Baird co-produced a manifesto for Devia, a concept for deaf art that was distinguished from art by or for deaf people. This wasn't just another artistic movement, it was a declaration of identity, a recognition of the unique perspectives and experiences of the deaf community. The Devia Manifesto stated, "Devia represents deaf artists and perceptions based on their deaf experiences. It uses formal art elements with the intention of expressing innate cultural or physical deaf experience." Baird, with his profound understanding of deaf culture, was instrumental in shaping and promoting this movement. He wasn't just a deaf artist making art. He was a deaf artist making deaf art. His work was not merely a reflection of himself, but a mirror for the entire deaf community to see themselves in, and his influence was recognized. His artwork graced the pages of Deaf Artists in America, Colonial to Contemporary, and he was commissioned to create pieces for Dawn Sign Press, a deaf publisher in Southern California. His contributions to the development of Devia were significant, and his death was acknowledged by institutions integral to the deaf community, including the Rochester Institute of Technology, Gallaudet University, and the Texas Association of the Deaf. But Baird's legacy isn't confined to the canvas. He also left an indelible mark through his performances as an actor and ASL storyteller. For a decade, he performed with the National Theater of the Deaf, captivating audiences with his expressive signing and compelling narratives. Some of his most powerful ASL stories have been recorded by Gallaudet University, serving as precious resources for future generations. Baird's work, whether on canvas, on stage, or on film, always carried a message about deaf life. His art and performances were not just about creating beauty, they were about communicating a shared experience, a shared identity. Beyond his artistic contributions, Baird was equally celebrated as an actor and ASL storyteller, and his legacy continues to inspire the deaf community today. His spirit lives on, encouraging deaf artists to create, to express and to tell their stories in their language on their own terms.